I'm Austin Harney, I'm from PCS, and both myself and Andy Lawson think it's an utter disgrace of what's happened just recently on the flotilla ships. 19 innocent civilians have been killed. I'm yet to hear of any who have been injured. There's been a high number, but these people are unarmed. The Israeli government is now saying that they were carrying clubs, making up excuses, but that doesn't justify a group of commandos storming those ships, firing machine guns at them, killing them. And this is 90 miles away from Israel. They've actually violated international law. It's a complete disgrace, and if the world is turning a blind eye, this is something that we on the streets are not going to stand for one bit at all. PCS ourselves, we have very close links with the General Federation of the Palestinian Trade Unions, and we will continue to support them. This terrible economic blockade on the Gaza Strip, the illegal settlements being built in the West Bank in East Jerusalem, and also the 3.5 million Palestinians who are yet to return to their country in Israel. So this is something we support, the worker struggles all over the world.
Recently the Trade Union Council of Great Britain condemned Israel's actions and called for tighter sanctions against it. Is that something that the PCS also agree with?
We very much do. Hugh Lanning, our Assistant General Secretary, is actually, I believe, the chair of the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign, I think, for this year. So we are continuing the very close links. Mark Zawaka visited Palestine last year, visited all the towns, Nablus, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, etc. But, you know, we will continue to put whatever pressure we can on the international violations of human rights committed by the Israeli government. We won't, I mean, we've got to do something about it now before it's just too late.
We were very shocked and, you know, very upset. What we wanted to really know is what about the human rights of the people who were killed? Who cares about their human rights? They were killed in international waters and nobody gives a monkey. These people here behind that hotel, they don't care. They're all laughing really because it's innocent Muslims who were killed, and we just think it's outrageous that they get away with it time and time again.
The convoy was predominantly a humanitarian aid convoy.
Yeah, it was 100%.
I think there was medical supplies and
building materials,
cement and stuff like that.
What we want to really know, what happens to the sanctions? I mean, sanctions against Iran, Iraq, Palestine, everybody gets sanctions. But why isn't Israel? Nobody puts sanctions on Israel after the atrocities they've been doing day in, day out. Nobody speaks about them. So that's what we want to know. Who's going to put sanctions on the Israelis?
Why is there a silent policy towards Israel?
Can you understand, Israel said that it wanted to stop things like cement and building materials. Can you understand any reason why they might want to do that?
Yeah, because they're scared Gaza might develop itself. It might become a city that can actually keep itself alive. And that's going to be with building materials. You know, the prosperous countries have got building materials. They want it to be neglected, stay neglected, so the economy stays flat, which hopefully, inshallah, is never going to happen. And I can tell them, from a Muslim as myself, Muslims are never ever going to surrender. For fact, they will stay every day, day in, day out for Palestine, regardless of what they're doing, how much they beat them down. And inshallah, there will be a day that revenge will take place.
But we're a peaceful nation, absolutely.
What would you call for the British government to do now?
Boycott Israel goods, put sanctions on Israel, stand up.
Stop diplomatic relations, every country should do that. Stop trade, everything.
Well, I think 3 or 4 nations from Europe did that today. They withdrew their ambassadors and expelled the ambassadors.
Well, we urge the big guns, China and Russia, to step forward and be counted.
Honestly speaking, when you say Europe has stepped down, I honestly believe a week later they'll all be back in. It's the hype what brings them out. It's the hype what's going to put them in. If they're man enough and they honestly believe in the pain of the Gazans, they'll stay out of Israel. And then we'll believe that Europe is actually with Palestine. At the moment, everybody's with Israel. Israel collects the money from Europe and America and always will. And that's actually shameful. As a British taxpayer, my money's going to fund the bullets against Palestine.
We were recently just speaking to Rabbi Beck, who was around here earlier, and he said it's completely Israel, what they're doing is falsified whatever religious law they had in terms of taking over Israel, and they're calling it an Israeli state. It's completely ridiculous.
This is not only this protest is being called at short notice, thousands of people turned up with only a couple of hours' notice. But there's a lot of Jewish voices here as well. Can you see the difference between Zionism and Judaism?
Oh, absolutely, it's written on their faces.
There's a clear difference. I mean, the true Jews who are here today, they oppose everything that's going on in Palestine at the moment. And it's a Zionist state, it's an illegal state, and everybody knows it. It's just because it's Israel they get away with it time and time again. It's just ridiculous.